Rise and grind, folks. Guys, I am in the process of cleaning out one of the vans, getting everything somewhat ready in time for AC maintenance season. But I want to show y'all something here. Check this out. Something that someone told me a long time ago. Before you buy anything new, always clean up what you have and make sure you don't already have what you're getting ready to buy. I say that to say this, guys. I had a few buckets at home. I'm just cleaning out just a bunch of like overstock. I was actually getting ready to buy more 3 and 5 amp fuses. I got more scattered in the bottom, but always, guys, if you have time, this is why it's best to do this before your schedule gets busy. Make sure you take inventory on what you have. Last thing you want to do is start buying 20 packs of what you already have, and now once you realize it, it's already too late. That's a bad feeling. I've been there and done that. But with that being said, I'm just cleaning out a few buckets. I know for sure, guys, I mentioned this in the previous video, I know I got to get another shader tool. But besides that, I don't think we're going to get too crazy here with supplies. But yeah, guys, let me clean out this bucket here, and I'm going to show you what the end result is. I'll be right back. All right, guys, make a note for me in the future. Whenever I complain about not having fuses for a disconnect box or 2x4 boxes, make sure you remind me of this video. Guys, look at this. These are the fuses that I had left over from last summer, and I actually had this on my list to go to Johnstone to get more fuses until I emptied out this bucket here, which I'm getting ready to throw out. And I had like at least 20 different fuses, all ranging from 15 all the way up to 60. And I even found these old school 30 amp fuses for the commercial grade disconnect boxes, which is like the size of my hand. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to throw away the old buckets. And another thing I found, these brass jumpers. This is what we use to jump out wires temporarily for troubleshooting. Now you can use, like I said, makeshift whatever you can, but I like using these brass jumpers here. Just put a piece of electric tape on the bottom, and like for instance, if I had to test a 115 volt blow motor, find your L1 on the board, one goes there, and use the cool wire. For instance, if this is in the summertime, one goes to hot, one goes to cool. Once you turn the power on, you'll know if the issue is the blower or if you have something else going on. But this is what was on the bottom of the bucket. I'm gonna find another more convenient location for these connectors. But let me put all this back up. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, would you look at that? All those gallo gun carts. I had both styles of gallo guns. I got the small one and the bigger one. I don't really use the bigger carts too often, but the smaller ones we do. So I had at least 10 to 12 cartridges of the smaller packs. That was enough to almost fill up an entire box here. So this is one thing I'm glad I scratched off the list. I just gotta fix this box here. But with that being said, we're gonna shoot over to Johnstone, and I gotta get my Schrader tool, and I gotta get 2 filters. We're good on refrigerant, at least for the start of AC maintenance. I know today and tomorrow it's going to be about 80 degrees, but it's not going to be too crazy. I think the humidity is going to be next to nothing. So, guys, we're actually going to start calling customers for maintenance within the next couple of weeks. But until then, there's nothing wrong with just staying clean, staying prepared. So, if you do get that abnormal 90-degree day in April, we're going to be ahead of the pack. But all right, guys, let me fix this box here and let's shoot over to Johnstone. I'll be back. We got everything we need. Let's hope this one lasts 10 years just like the one I had before. But all right, guys, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go back to the shop. I got at least 2 buckets to add to an install van, all overstock and just install related stuff that we typically won't need to use. Like all those 4x4 boxes, I did put a few switches and a few 2x2 and 4x4 covers. I got like at least one of each in my other electrical bucket there, but I don't need 10 of each like I have here. So this is all overstock, and like I said, this is all other stuff that we need on a case-by-case basis. But yeah, guys, and another thing, I mentioned this before, this is like a universal vehicle here. Like, I don't really need shelves. I mean, shelves would make this a whole lot more organized. Like with the other vans, if I can put all my fittings and all my switches and everything in individual bins, that would be a whole lot easier. But guys, like I said, with this, as long as I make time like I do periodically just to clean this stuff out, it never really gets in the way as far as with me ordering 30 things of something I already have. So with that being said, guys, let's rock and roll. I'll see you back at the office. Right, guys, I dropped the other truck off, but I gotta refill the AC in this van here in the pickup. I remember I had to do this right before summer of last year, and I tried using the AC last week, I think, when it was like 80 degrees, and it's blown out hot air again. So I'm gonna add some stop leak. This is the first time with me using the stop leak. Last year I just added the refrigerant and that was it. And I wasn't in this truck too often last year. I was in the other truck, but I got my hose and my compressor is right here. What I'm going to do is hook this up to the low side port, and we're going to get this show on the road, guys. I'll be right back. Real quick, my suction port is right there. If you only have one hose, you want to recharge your AC through your suction port. Now, guys, with my other van, actually with my first van that I ever got, I used to I used to do a little bit of extra things. I used to pull vacuums and do all that other shit. But guys, like I said, with cars, it's a little bit different. But locate your suction port if you're using just a singular hose. And make sure, I repeat, make sure if you're adding stop leak separate from the refrigerant, add the stop leak first. Make sure the stuff circulates through the system. So once you refill it, if I had a gasket leaking or a seal, the stop leak is already in the system. And once I pressurize it, I should be good to go. Now the question is, how many cans will I need? I think last year it was only one, but I got a second one just in case. But guys, I need both of my hands here. Let's start adding refrigerant and we'll see what happens here, guys. I'll be back. All right, guys. My compressor is turning on. Refrigerant is going in. I'm gonna wait until this first can empties. And I'm gonna go and see if I can fill cold air out the vents. And once again, this is 134A, conventional type. And before this compressor, meaning when I got here just now, the compressor was short cycling. It wasn't staying on. That was due to the fact that it was not enough refrigerant in the system. But all right, guys, let me do this. I'll be back. Guys, one can wasn't enough. I needed two. So I got my second can on here right now. It's already halfway empty. I'm gonna kill the bottle here, guys. I'm gonna wait until this empties out. And we're gonna check the temperature again. I'll be right back. Yes, sir, we're back in business. And like I said, guys, this is a beater truck, so worst case, if this stop leak doesn't work, I mean, it's no big deal. I had no problem refilling this thing again, but not the van that I usually use. I know there's another van that has a very small AC leak, but last spring, like probably around this time last year, this is my first time actually having to add refrigerant to this truck. So we'll see how it goes, guys, that's for sure. We will see how it goes. Top. All right, guys, I gotta find this cap that I took off. Where'd it go at? All right, here we go. And once again, see that low port on the compressor? This is my hot side, hence the letter H. You always want to charge through the low side. course, make sure you put the cap back once you're done. And we're good to go. Ice cold, baby. And the second half of this video is brought to you in part by Advanced Auto Parts. Make sure, if you guys are refilling AC units in the car, make sure you use stop leak. But once again, it depends on the severity of the situation, because if you refill an AC unit now and it leaks out within the next couple of weeks, at that point you may have to take this to your mechanic. You may have a hose leaking or something that's too major for AC stop leak to refill. But we got AC in this pickup truck. I gotta go to the gym, but just another day in the life of getting things done. Keep rocking and rolling, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.